Hi everyone, Sherry here.
Today, I'll be making an impossible pumpkin pie. Now, I know that everyone has heard of impossible pies, and they're nothing new. However, I found in my grandma's recipe book, she had a handwritten impossible pumpkin pie recipe. I don't know how old this is. My grandma's been gone since 1999, and she was 91 years old when she died. I'm thinking this is fairly old, 30s, 40s maybe. So today I'll be making my grandma's impossible pumpkin pie. So what all goes into my grandma's impossible pumpkin pie? 3/4 cup sugar, 1/2 cup pancake mix, and this is different than the usual. Usually you use Bisquick. 2 tablespoons margarine, I'll be using butter. 1 can 13-ounce evaporated milk. As with a lot of vintage recipes, now the amount is different. This is only 12 ounces. 2 eggs, 1 16-ounce can of pumpkin. This is 15 ounces. 2.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I have my own, so I'll put the recipe down below for that. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So let's begin. Preheat the oven to 300 degrees. Being as this is a vintage recipe, I'm going to grease the pie plate like they would have back then. They might have used lard or shortening, but they didn't have non-stick cooking spray. And then set that aside. So take a large bowl and dump all your ingredients in the bowl. The 3/4 cup sugar, 1/2 cup pancake mix, and this is different than most impossible pies. Most impossible pies, you use Bisquick. They're sort of the same. Probably didn't have Bisquick back when my grandma had this recipe. I'm surprised they had pancake mix too, to tell you the truth. 2 tablespoons margarine, and I did soften it a little bit. The 1 can of evaporated milk, your 2 eggs, 16-ounce can of pumpkin, and again this is only 15 ounces. The 2.5 teaspoons of the pumpkin pie spice, and the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And beat all of the ingredients until smooth. So then just pour your pumpkin pie mix into the pie pan. So put your impossible pumpkin pie in a preheated 300-degree oven and bake it for 50 to 55 minutes. So it was in the oven for 60 minutes, and like most vintage recipes, they give just the bare minimum of instructions. So I'm assuming in order to check to see if this is done like a normal pumpkin pie, you'd stick a knife in the center and see if it comes out clean. It's kind of jiggly in the middle, so I'm thinking it's probably not done, but it has been 60 minutes, so we will check. And as you can see, definitely not done in the center. I will stick it back in the oven and cook it some more. It is finally done. I cooked it for 60 minutes at 300, and it was very, very runny in the middle. So then I kicked up the heat to 325, cooked it for 10 minutes, and it was still pretty runny. So then I cooked it for another 10 minutes at 350, and it is done. So a total of 80 minutes at 3 different temperatures. So I'm not sure what temperature you'd want to cook it the whole thing at. Maybe 350 to get done at the 55 mark. I'm not sure. From what I'm seeing, it looks just like a pumpkin custard. I don't see any crust at all, unlike, an impossible pie with Bisquick. But we'll wait and see. We'll let this cool completely. And then when Dave gets home, we'll have this for dessert. So here is my grandma's impossible pumpkin pie, a vintage recipe. Let's see what Dave thinks.
Hey, there's no crust on this.
Well, I think it was kind of supposed to. It's a impossible pumpkin pie, my grandma's recipe.
Oh. Well, there is a really thin layer, looks like on the bottom.
Pancake mix.
So it's got a little bit of it doesn't taste like a traditional pumpkin pie. The texture is different from a traditional pumpkin pie, but it's definitely pumpkin flavored. And I don't say that I miss a formal crust on there, because sometimes with a pumpkin pie, I just kind of like eat the filling off the crust. So I like this.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.